Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing yet another round of the TBR jar chooses my reads for September. If you didn't see my last video, for the month of August I put a bunch of TBR prompts in this jar and picked them at random, and whatever it described, whatever prompt it was, I chose a book to add to my TBR for the month of August. So I'm going to be doing that again this month for September. And if you haven't seen any of these videos going around, even though like a lot of people I've seen have been doing this lately and I'm obsessed with it, I explained it a bit more in my first round of doing this in my August TBR jar video. So if you want to go back and watch that, I kind of explain it in more detail. But basically what these prompts are is they explain something that's on the cover. So like the cover has flowers on it, or the book is orange, the book is yellow, or the book has an animal on it, stuff like that. So I pick a prompt at random and then I go through, find any books that match that prompt, and then choose my book from there. So I think I'm gonna do 6 of these. Last month I did, I think 9 I had in total. 6 of them were from the prompts, and then I had a series that I'm in the middle of reading, which is the Hunger Games series. I'm in the middle of rereading that series and I'm about halfway through, and that kind of put me a little behind. I read 2 other books from my TBR, but a few of them I did not read, and so I put them back on the TBR cart for this next round of doing the TBR jar prompts. So maybe I'll get them. I was really excited to read them last month, so I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get to them, but eventually I will. It's just a matter of time. But first and foremost, before we get started, I just wanted to thank my sister Sarah for this beautiful TBR cart, because I did not have this in my last video if you watched that one. And for my birthday, which just happened at the end of August, she got this for me for a birthday present. So thank you so much, Sarah, for this. I have been wanting one for a long time, so I really appreciate it. I love you so much. You know me so well and I love it so much, so thank you for that. Without further ado, let's get into the TBR jar picking. So I'm gonna mix them up a little bit. Choose my very first one. Okay, a book with people on the cover. I don't know why I started to show you, like you can read it from that far away, but a book with people on the cover. So The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I know there's quite a few that have people on the cover, not those. This one does A Little Life. Love Theoretically, The Love Wager, and I think you guys, yeah, can kind of see down here. Oh, this one's a winter Christmas book, so I'm not gonna pick that one, so I'm just gonna put it back because I already have more than one to choose from. But, and this is part of a series, so I'd have to go in order. The Happy Ever After playlist and Practice Makes Perfect, which is the second book. It goes one in Rome and then Practice Makes Perfect. So I think that's all of them. Yeah. Okay, so again, all the ones with people on the cover. Okay. All the ones with people on the cover, we have Practice Makes Perfect, the Happy Ever After playlist, Love Wager, Love Theoretically, A Little Life, which is huge. It doesn't look like it from here, but it's huge. And The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. So, I don't know what I want to choose. What do I choose? I think I'm gonna go with Practice Makes Perfect, just because I absolutely loved When in Rome, obsessed with it. I gave it 5 stars. If you have not read that book, read it. She says with love, but read that book. This is the second book, and it's a shorter book and it's nicer, and I want to be able to read multiple books, so I want one that's a little bit shorter that can be a palate cleanser. I don't need to explain myself, but I'm choosing Practice Makes Perfect. So that is my first book. Oh, so many of these are good books. I really do want to get to Love Theoretically though, at some point. Maybe another prompt will pick that for me. Okay. Next prompt says a book with fake dating trope. Ooh, okay. Love theoretically. Okay, so this one is a fake dating trope because if you have heard of Allie Hazelwood's books before, she has a few novels that are based on women in STEM. So the woman here is obviously a woman in STEM, and her job, she doesn't make much. I don't really need to explain the book, but I'm gonna explain a little bit of it. She doesn't make much with her current job, and so on the side, she does fake dating. She acts as a girlfriend for whoever needs it, and so she's fake dating this guy, and she meets his brother and forms a connection. So that is fake dating. So I'm gonna do love theoretically. Yes. I really do want to get to it. All right, next prompt. A book with 2 or more authors. Ooh, do I even have that? Do I have any, Lauren? Yeah, I don't have any that are more than 1 author, so I'm going to have to put that one back in the jar. Or not put it back in the jar, but I'm gonna set it to the side and pick another one. And I'll save that for another month. I'm trying to think of who the author is that it's 2 authors, but it's 1 name. They did Love and Other Words. Love and Other Words by... I keep wanting to say Lauren Conrad. That's definitely not it. Christina Lauren. Got there. Christina Lauren. It's actually 2 authors, Christina and Lauren. So if I had one of their books, I would do that, but I don't. That I haven't read. So going on with the next one, a book with Q in the title. Why are the last 2 so complicated? Shadow and Bones. Okay. Don't have a book with a Q in it. Next one. God, this is so sad. Okay, this has got to be a good one. A young adult book. Okay, I am going to officially start A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I have been wanting to read a mystery, thriller, murder mystery, crime investigation book, and this is a young adult book if you haven't heard of it. The main character is a girl in high school, and there's a death at their high school. The girl that died, everyone thinks that her boyfriend murdered her, and so the main character is trying to solve it because she doesn't think that the boyfriend actually did it. So she's trying to figure out who killed the girl at their school. And yeah, and it's a part of a series. So there's 2 other books in this series, and I think there's a prequel or a novella or something like that. You're supposed to read it at the beginning, but it came out the most recently. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is the first book, so I am going to read that one. That is a young adult. Yes, I've been wanting to get to that book for a while, and I'm kind of in the mood for a murder mystery, so I don't know why I just started to pour them all out. Okay, next one, so that's 3. Next one is thriller, mystery, or suspense novel. Okay, so the other one that I saw my roommate is letting me borrow, this is one of hers, shout out to you, Shells, Sharp Objects. I was just reading this earlier and read the back of it, and it sounds like such a good book. Okay, it's kind of hard to put this book into words. I was trying to read the back again to tell you what it's about, but it's kind of difficult. But it says, fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, she's hardly spoken to her neurotic hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now installed in her own bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. So I don't know if you grasped that, if you want to rewind back and listen to that again, because I know it takes me a few times to grasp what the back of a book says. But anyway, it sounds really good, and it's a quick little short book, so I definitely want to read this one. And I'm hoping that it's a really good thriller. So we have 4 books. Let's choose 2 more. A book that has a cover you love. Ooh, okay. Okay. What book do I choose first? Okay, I love these covers, but I think I want to do a reading vlog with these, so I'm gonna wait on that. I chose these the books I'm gonna choose between, I had them for last month, August's TBR, and I didn't get to them, and I really want to get to them this month, so, or at least one of them. So it's between Once Upon a Broken Heart and Ever the Hunted. I think I want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart because I need to finally get to it. I've been pushing it off because I don't want to finish. It's part of a series. This is the first book, obviously, and then the second book is already out as well, but the third book isn't out yet, and it comes out, I think, at the end of this year or early next year, and the second book leaves you on a huge cliffhanger, and so I've been pushing it off because I hate cliffhangers, I can't deal with them. But I think I'm just gonna get to this book. I'm gonna start it because this book and the second book, everyone says they're absolutely obsessed with, especially the second book is their absolute favorite, so I am going to rip the band-aid and finally read this book. So Once Upon a Broken Heart for my book with a cover that I like. Last and final one. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. A book with a black cover. Oh, okay. So we have Hooked, Red Rising, and As Good as Dead, which is the third book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, so I'm not going to do that one, but Hooked and Red Rising. I am in the middle of reading Hunger Games, as I said earlier, so I don't think I want to do this one because this one is a sci-fi book, but I think I just want something a little bit different vibes because the Hunger Games are dystopian as well, and I don't know, it just kind of gives me the same vibes, and I don't think I'm in the mood to read Red Rising right now, just yet, so I think I'm gonna go with Hooked. This one is a dark romance, kind of like a retelling or reimagining of Peter Pan, so the story of Peter Pan, but this one follows Captain Hook, which is why it's called Hooked, and it's about what if Captain Hook, aka James, were to win over Wendy instead of Peter Pan. So it's telling it with dark romance as if Captain Hook got Wendy instead of Peter Pan. Like I already explained, I don't know why I needed to re-explain that, but anyway, I think I'm gonna go with this book. I've heard really, really, really good things about it, so I've been anxious to get started on this one as well. Yay! Okay, we have our books. I'm gonna go through them with you and show you what all I picked. So first we have, actually let's turn this around. Okay, I'm gonna put my official TBR on this side of the cart. So first we have Hooked. It's not gonna go on there. Dang, it's not wide enough. Okay, never mind. First we have Hooked. I'm gonna put them this way. God, I'm a hot mess. Okay. Let's turn these back around. Okay, now let's actually go through the list. First we have Hooked, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Sharp Objects, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Love Theoretically, and Practice Makes Perfect. I'm so glad we have such a wide variety of books here because we have, if I can hold them, 2 romances, 2 murder mysteries / thrillers, a fantasy, and a dark romance. So we have a major wide variety here, which is really good. I'm so glad because I want to have a little bit of variety this month. I am in the middle of finishing up, like I said, the Hunger Games series. I am in the middle of / almost done with Catching Fire, and then I have Mockingjay to finish up, and I'm doing a reading vlog for that, so stay tuned for that video coming out soon. Once I'm all finished with it, I am going to upload it right away. But I am also finishing up the reading vlog with the newest book, which is Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the newest book that came out. It's a prequel. It is all about President Snow. So if you're familiar with the Hunger Games story, this is all about President Snow when he was younger and getting older, and just about his backstory and everything. So I'm saving obviously this for the end of that reading vlog and reading it for the very first time, and I'm really excited to get to it because I want to see what it's like and read it before seeing the movie before it comes out. So I'm going to be finishing up that as well as then reading all of these books for the month. So I have quite a list, even though it doesn't seem like I have these 6 books, finishing up Catching Fire, reading Mockingjay, and then reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So quite a list, another 9 books. We'll see what ones I get to and which ones I don't, but stay tuned for a recap on all of the books that I read in the month of August, and I will see you guys when I see you. Thank you so much for watching.